Yes, good morning. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here at 7 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I was planning on waiting to make a video. I'm still going to make another one by around noon today. I was just finishing up about 1,000 sit-ups. I was getting ready to go on my walk, about a 6-mile hike, and I started thinking about there was a news report about Governor Cuomo on the TV, and I started thinking about him and how I truly believe he's guilty especially because of when his apology aired, and he said he was misunderstood. And I started to think back. I tell you guys a lot about the person I used to be, the addict that I was before 14 and a half years ago. So I've been clean and sober for over 14 and a half years now, completely 100% clean and sober. Not a sip of beer, not one pill, not one toke, nothing. And before, I was a full-blown junkie, crackhead. And I dealt for a while too, until I got so out of control I couldn't even do that for 2 decades. And I thought about some of the stuff I did, and I wanted to just, and it kind of puts me on the spot, but just so you guys understand what I mean when I say that I could spot manipulation in other people by letting you guys know exactly one of the more disgusting things that I did. I frequently, this is hard to go through. Every day I had to go get my opiates, 8 a.m. First thing, I would go to the package store. The first one that opened at 8 a.m., I would knock back a half pint of Jägermeister to stop shaking. That would get me set to go get my opiates, half bundle, at least, just to get me normal. It's 5 bags of heroin. And I would have to go find a family member or somebody to beg money off of. And this is embarrassing. The thing is, now me and my family have talked about this and made up from it. But let me tell you what happened. So I would find my mother at her job, and I would make up lies and excuses every day. One of the worst was when I used a sharp implement to leave some marks. This is probably about 11 a.m. I had already seen her. I had already gone and found her that morning to get $50 or $60. Spent it, and I needed more. I was shaking, sweating, needed more. So I did this. Left these marks. I went and found her at her job, and I showed her these. Only this time, it wasn't the same look she gave me. It was a look of it was a totally different look that I couldn't recognize. We've talked about this since. Right there, she just lost hope in me. She had been hoping for years. I was probably almost 38, 40 years old at this point. And she had been hoping for years, for decades, that I would get help, that I would get out of this. And at that point right there, she lost hope. She gave up. And my ploy didn't work. Just go. Just go. If I had been serious, I might have been hurt. I might have been offended or bothered by it, but it wasn't even a real attempt. So right away, my addicted mind just reeled to go to plan B, whatever that was. And to be honest with you guys, I don't even remember what that was at this point. I'm sure I probably went and stole or pawned something else to get the money. But my mother had had enough that day. And she just turned, no more. It wasn't a look of, I was expecting to get a look of concern and fear, and wanting to help me. This is the person I was. And I use person lightly. It's nothing I'm proud of. It's one of the worst things I've done in my life ever. We've talked about this since. We talk about it a lot. And in a way, not just in a way, but that helped me. That was a turning point right there, because it cut off one of my avenues to continue my addiction. You can call it tough love or whatever, but it worked, because that was my prime source of lying and manipulating. And it made it a lot harder for me. And soon after, I had been through 13, 14 detoxes, rehabs. And the doctor looked at me and he said, we're not going to take you here anymore. I used to tell him that I was going to kill myself or whatever, just to make sure that I was admitted to get in there. I'd go every 3 months when I ran out of money. And we're not, and it's not helping. It's not, you just come back 3 months later. It's obviously not working. We're not going to do, we're not going to do this anymore. And my avenues, the doors just shut one after the other. This was probably when I was about 39 years old. And up till then, the manipulation worked for years. And like I said, it's nothing. I'm disgusted by what I did. And that's putting it lightly. But the thing here is taking that and using it however I can to make myself a better person, to help other people, to use it on other parts of my life. And like I said, I can spot manipulation. I remember my mindset, what I was trying to do, the look I was going for, the words I was picking. Yeah, I was an adult drug addict, but I was pretty practiced and pretty darn good at lying and manipulating. It was my job, my daily job. And the beautiful thing now is, I've told people this before, I didn't realize how much that was sucking the life out of me, having to lie about everything every single day. Let me tell you this one other thing too. I had totally made up a girlfriend, Karen. Mom, I think I could borrow $20-$30, sis. Can I borrow 30? I want to take. Karen asked me to come to a birthday party. I don't got enough money to buy a present. There was no Karen. No such person ever existed. Karen was heroin. I never even told. I didn't even have any friends at that point. You get to a point with addiction where you don't even use with friends anymore. You use alone because you're so selfish and in need of the drug that you don't want to share it or be around anybody else. And it's so bad that you don't even want anybody, even the people that you thought considered friends, you don't even want them to see how bad you are. That's the point I was at. And I've talked, these 14 and a half years, I've admitted all this. I've talked about it dozens of times in groups and to my family. One of the biggest things is making amends, from your heart. Telling people what you did, why you did it, why you shouldn't have done it, and how sorry you truly are, and ask for their forgiveness. This is just an example of what this disease does. I was a completely different person. Now, like I was going to say, the most beautiful thing now is I tell people this, I don't have to lie about anything in my day anymore. There's nothing I do. There's no place I go. There's nothing I say or whatever that I have to hide or lie about. There's nothing I'm embarrassed about. Seriously. Some might call that a boring life. Might call it, I don't know, So I'm not trying to get away with anything. I'm not, but I had no idea how much that life was sucking the energy and the negativity that was eating me. It was a terrible, nightmarish way to live. And the difference every day now is like a gift. Even my worst day now is better than my best day back then. It's so much easier just to get up and do what I love and tell people what I think from my heart and not have to hide anything. Just speak from my mind. And in my heart, I know I'm a good person. It makes such a difference. But anyway, that person who I was, though, I remember the way I thought. I remember how I wanted to affect people, and I could see that in people like Governor Cuomo or other people. I'm not going to use this to tear down other people right at this moment. But those things, I still remember clearly what I was trying to do, how I was trying to do it, what I was trying to say. How I was trying to just hurt, to use people's love as a weapon to get money from them. Their love for me, to use it against them, to continue my drug use. And, a lot of people like me are guilty for years. A lot of people can't live with their guilt. With me, I realized that it was a disease, and I own up to everything I did. But the best part is using it, trying to use it constructively to help other people and to spot and help other people spot manipulation by remembering who I was and what I was trying to do. Because you sink to a level that a lot of people can't even understand, a very low level. Like I said, using people's love just for your own benefit, to just for your own selfish desires. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Monday.